I realized that a lot of the songs, they make one mistake that I would call like the biggest modern mistake of electronic dance music producers. Hey guys, good morning. I'm extremely tired. Didn't sleep a whole lot. And all of that just because of one reason that you will probably be able to relate to. I got new plugins. And to be precise, a whole lot of plugins. To be even more precise, the entire Wave collection of plugins. And if you're now thinking, wow, that is expensive, you're right. That plugin Wave's complete bundle is so extremely expensive. I luckily didn't have to buy it. A friend of mine who works for Waves, he also watches my videos and he saw one where I was using older plugins and he was like, hey, I got here a code for you, you can download all of them and have them for free. So I of course had to install all of them right away yesterday evening at like midnight. And I don't know if you know that feeling, but if you get a new plugin, you just have to test it out. And getting over 200 new plugins meant a lot of testing out and almost absolutely no sleep. So let's see how I actually get through this extremely busy day. Leonard is here. I'm happy that he's here because there's a lot of business stuff that has to be taken care of. So first up, emails, sign up releases and everything that has to do with it. It's really so nice of Leonard to help me. So I just have to go through all of your demo submissions for the sineUP label as well as for the Accents label, listen to them here on the nice big speakers. And then I send him the ones that I sign in a different file and the ones that I'm not interested in a different file, to give you a message that you either made it or didn't make it. If you're interested to send your demos, the links are down below in the description. And now, yeah, just a nice listening session. I'm really excited to find out what kind of songs I got this week.
Are you done? Are you sick of me? Don't cry, you don't have to leave. We can make
all done with the business stuff, all done with the label stuff, all of the releases are scheduled and ready for release. Now, Chinese or pizza?
Chinese.
Chinese.
Try it again.
I'm all done with the business stuff and all of the label stuff, and also checking out all of the Wave plugins again here with the big speakers and testing them out on my new single. I have here Shap's Omni channel, which is really nice. It's like a master channel where you can just switch up the different parts and it has a really nice sound to it. It's by Andrew Shaps. If you don't know him, search him on YouTube. He's a mixing engineer and a producer, and like listening to him talk is very inspiring. So if you don't know who it is, check it definitely out. And also while going through a lot of the submissions for my label and also a lot of submissions for the sineUP sub-label where you can release your own music, I realized that a lot of the songs, they make one mistake that I would call like the biggest modern mistake of electronic dance music producers. They kind of ruin their tracks by just exaggerating certain things to a certain degree where it just doesn't sound good anymore. And I think it all has just to do with that humans perceive things that are louder to sound better, which they actually don't. And a lot of young producers, they just try to aim for making their song really loud. And the problem with that is when you make your song really loud, there's just a limited space in a mix, in a file. So if you make things louder, you have to take away other parts. And usually the things that are just getting sacrificed is the bass, the punch, the clarity. So a lot of big room songs, for example, they just have a kick, a main synthesizer. The kick is extremely short, maybe just a click at the end, just to get rid of that long sustained bass. And by getting rid of it, you can make everything louder and it just sounds really distorted, too much in your face, which I personally absolutely hate. It doesn't sound nice. I like to have a mix that is balanced, that has that low end, that just has that punch, and where some elements sit in the background, some in the foreground, some to the sides, and not just every element being like right in your face, because that's probably what I dislike the most about big room and other styles of music that do that. It just doesn't sound fine. It's just like for the sake of making it bang just in your face everything, which isn't really music for me. So for example, on my last release, Stay, I actually went for the opposite. I just tried to make a song that sounds good to me, and I try to keep it, like, keep the dynamics as much as possible. Because anyways, now with Spotify limiting the loudness and a lot of other streaming services doing the same, and also, for example, here in Germany, TV broadcasting, they have their set standards since a couple of years. The loudness war is basically over, so there is no need for making your songs loud just to make them loud. And especially in big room, I don't get it, because it's club music, and in a club, the more dynamic you have, the more punch on the low end, the better it sounds on those huge, big systems. And you don't have to compete like on the radio. It's not like someone playing your song. It's a DJ playing that adjusts the volume to the previous track, and you have that gain knob on your mixer. So it's not a problem to make your song a little bit more quiet, have a little bit more bass, a little bit more punch, and just don't always go for loud in your face. It's my personal opinion. Let me know what you think about it, and maybe you have some examples for tracks that just exaggerated, that just are just like really sounding distorted and way too loud, which I think that most tracks don't actually benefit from. So my advice, turn it down a little on the master and leave your kicks being kicks and have a sustain and being long and punchy and nice. I think that's way more interesting to listen to. But yeah, anyways, back to the Waves plugins. I will definitely get lost working with them. I mean, it's over 200 new ones that I have to try out, see how they work, because I think that's like the most important as a producer. You have to know your tools, and knowing how they work. You can watch as many videos as you want to, but you actually have to use them on a song and learn how they react.
You don't have to stay.
Totally funny that today I talk about not exaggerating it with the loudness, and I completely exaggerated it with wave plugins. I put it on every channel, something, added saturation, so it sounds oversaturated on every single channel, which is definitely too much. So I think I will definitely dial it down again on this new release. It's definitely about those finer decisions in the music making process that I really enjoy listening to. And if you want to make music that is in your face, you might not even have to do that really, because if you listen to it on headphones in your home studio, that's not the same loudness as in a club or festival. If you turn something up to 105, 110 dB, it will just bang. Don't worry about that. Just make a balanced mix that sounds nice. Don't worry about it being in your face in the club. It will just be natural like that. Just a quick reminder, one more day to get a chance to win the sound card, the first link in the description. And that's pretty much it from today. Tomorrow back again here in the studio, taking care of the label, making music, showing you a little bit about my new upcoming release that yeah, I almost completely ruined today, but that's just the way it is. Music producing is all about trying things out. You want to vlog?
My first time. Yeah.
It's heavy. Be careful. And you look weird vlogging, but you just
and I need to take
it.
attention that I don't run in any traffic signs.
Yes, it happened to me once.
You don't have to stay. Picking up the pieces, shut it on the ground. Don't know which way we're heading.